Hello, children. Our topic for today is perpendicular lines, and our objective is to identify perpendicular lines. When two straight lines cross or meet, they form angles. You can see these angles which are formed by these two lines, which are meeting at this point. All right? Now, these two straight lines form right angles where they meet. Now, what is a right angle? When two lines meet and form a perfect L shape. Can see this perfect L shape? So, this perfect L shape is nothing but a right angle formed by these two straight lines. Is this the only angle formed by these two lines? No, they are crossing over. So, this is an angle formed. This is another one which is formed. Another one and here. So you can see these four angles are formed because of these two lines crossing each other. And all of these angles are right angles. Why? Because they form a perfect L shape. So perpendicular lines are pairs of lines that form a right angle where they meet. So remember, when I'm talking about perpendicular lines, I'm talking about two lines meeting each other at one point. Okay? When they meet and make a perfect L shape, they are called as perpendicular lines. Alright? And to mark a right angle, we don't make a curve, but we make a square. Now here we have two lines meeting each other at this point and they are making an angle. Now let's see whether this angle is it a right angle or no. And if it is a right angle, that means these two lines are perpendicular. Okay, now how do we test it? You remember we have used a right angle tester. How do we make it? Cut a circle out of a paper, fold the circle into half, then again make a half fold. And you get a right angle tester which looks like this. Okay? So this part of your right angle tester is what you're going to use to check whether any angle is a right angle or not. Since this right angle tester exactly fits into this angle, it means that this part, this angle which is formed by these two lines, is a right angle. So, this line and this line are perpendicular lines. Remember, when we talk about perpendicular lines, we always talk about two lines. That is one pair of lines. Pair means two lines. Like when you do a pair activity in class, how many of you all get together? Two of you. So two people form one pair. Similarly, two lines form a pair. Alright, so these two lines are perpendicular. Now let's take another set of lines. Now we have these two lines. They are crossing each other at this point and they are formed angles over here. Alright, now let's see any one of these angles, whether it is a right angle or not. So we use a right angle tester, we place it exactly on one side of the line, okay, and then the vertex is exactly fitted into this angle. And is this line, this one over here, is it exactly on this part? No. So this angle which is made by these two lines is not a right angle. Similarly, if you go and check this angle or this angle or this angle, these are also not going to be right angle. Okay, so since these two lines are not making a right angle, so they are not perpendicular lines. Let's go and take another example. Now we have these two lines crossing each other at this point. Let's place our right angle tester. Remember, when you're placing the right angle tester, your vertex of your right angle tester should fit in here, okay? And one side of your right angle tester should be exactly on any one side of the line, okay? So if you see, our right angle tester is perfectly fitting in this angle, which means this angle which is made by these two lines is a right angle. So are these two lines perpendicular? Yes, these two lines are perpendicular. Let's take one more example. All right, this line and this line are meeting at this point. So let's check whether they are making a right angle or not. You can see that they have not made a right angle. So are these two lines perpendicular? No. So they are not perpendicular. So among these four, this pair of lines and this pair of lines, they are perpendicular. Let's go ahead. All right. Now in this house, we have to identify a pair of perpendicular lines. Okay, can you identify? So line ED is perpendicular to line AE. Line ED is also perpendicular to line DC. Line AC is perpendicular to line AE. What about these two lines? Are they perpendicular and making a right angle? Let's check. When we place a right angle tester, we can see that this line is coming on the inner side of our right angle tester. If this angle made by these two lines was a right angle, it would exactly fall over here. Like one line is exactly on this part of our tester, the other line would have been exactly on this line. Correct? So, are these two lines, are lines AB and line BC perpendicular to each other? No, they are not perpendicular to each other because they are not exactly forming a right angle. So, don't forget to use your right angle tester. All right, I have put in a link on the next screen when you click here. If in case you have forgotten how to use the right angle tester, you can go through the link and understand how to make and how to use the right angle tester. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, now in this, can you identify any two sets of perpendicular lines? Line AB is perpendicular to line BC. Line DC is perpendicular to line AD. I have found two sets, but can we find more sets? We have line BC perpendicular to line DC. Line AB perpendicular to line AD. All right. Now here, do you see anything perpendicular? Do you see these two lines? Are they perpendicular? Let's check. We have a tester. So this perfectly fits in this angle. So this angle made by these two lines is exactly a right angle, and that is why this line and this line are perpendicular lines. Now here is the flag of United Kingdom. Do you see any lines that are perpendicular to each other? So you can see that this line and this line are perpendicular to each other. You can use your right angle tester and find out perpendicular lines which you can see around you, maybe corner of your table or any other place in your house. All right, let's go ahead. Now on the next screen, there is a video which is showing some examples of perpendicular and parallel lines which you can see around you. Okay, you can see the entire video, but you have to start the video from 1 minute and 24 seconds. Okay, remember it is to start from this point. Till the end, you have to watch it. Click on the play button. Okay, you just take your cursor and you can go to 1 minute and 24 seconds and just click over here and your video will begin from that point. And then watch the video till the end. Alright, here's a task for you. Okay, now you have to do your Collins textbook work in the textbook itself on page 13. Alright, challenge 1, question B only, and challenge 2, question A only. And teacher has set a task for you on My Math. Your logins have already been shared with you. Use that login and enter My Math. Remember, there are two sets of passwords. So, first you have to use the common school password and then use your personal password. All right. So, after logging in to My Math, you have to look for this task, Angles 1. You do not have to upload any picture on ClassDojo because it's your textbook work. Simply, you can just drop in a message to your math teacher saying that completed math work. Okay, so make sure you do both the tasks. After you finish your textbook task, on the next screen, the answers are given. You can do a self correction. When you move ahead on the screen, there is an additional task. Now, that is not a mandatory or a compulsory task, that is optional. If in case you finish your work early, you can complete that task. Or in your free time, if you wish to do that task, you can always go ahead and do. If you wish to use your notebook to complete the additional task, you can always go ahead. But make sure to write the date and the name of the task. All right, and on top mention that it is the additional task you have completed. So that's all with the lesson. Have a nice day.